everybody, welcome again to this full moon in Aquarius reading. This is for Saturday, July the 24th. Full moon's always a time of an emotional, reflective mood where we look at the fruition of what has come to pass from the intentions we put into place in new moon, and we see how well they're working. We assess it, we look back at it when we come back into balance in a week's time when the moon is in its last quarter. Then it's a time to assess what we need to let go of, what didn't work, clear out what doesn't work, and stay within with what is going to help us clear ourselves for the next new intention that's coming up. A new moon is, my apologies, full moon is also the time when we can give back to the earth. In many ways, the earth is being depleted from everything, from her minerals, her waters, her gases, and we take everything that we get and we use completely for granted. But it is a really, really wonderful idea to step back a little bit and do a ritual at full moon where we give something back to Mother Earth for all the support that she has given us, for all that she stands by us, for everything that she supplies for us without us even asking, what we just end up taking. So give gratitude, give love, give enjoyment, give everything that you can. Let Mother Earth know how grateful you are for everything that she gives up, and help her to replenish, and so that we can work more open-mindedly about what we prepare to just take without asking. This particular full moon is a moon in Aquarius. The Leo sun is shining all the time, and the Leo sun is speaking to us all the time of our personal pride, about how we can get attention and recognition. The moon, on the other hand, is working in the opposite way. The Aquarius moon speaks of the collective good and asks us to use our personal skills to help humanity as a whole. So what we're looking at here is how can we best be of service to others. Now, when we are of service to others, we're not taking away from ourselves. We're not depleting ourselves. We need to have learned to fill ourselves. We can give and give and give when we are overflowing. But if we give when we are depleted, then we are ending up in a place of severe dehydration, depletion, and lack of energy and lack of joy. So it's really, really important. Word of warning with the Aquarius full moon, some groups and individuals get more attention than they bargain for. With what's been happening in South Africa this last week, I imagine that they were bargaining for all that attention. But there are lots of things that are going on, so be mindful of your words and actions. The three words that are really important to try and keep in your mind this time is care for others, consideration for others, and compassion for others' journey. So the card that I've pulled for the Aquarian full moon, card that will show us how to be helping humanity, how best to be of service. And the very interesting thing is that what we're being told in this card, the very best way of being in service to everybody else is to understand the magnificence of our own being. To look at ourselves squarely and say, yes, that, I am all of that. And yes, I am all these gifts. And yes, I'm a perfect creation of great spirit. And as such, I fly in my own wisdom, my own power, and I overflow with an ability to help and assist others to help themselves. Empowering others is a very easy thing to do when you're filled with knowing who it is that you are. It's a time to step into self-acceptance. It's the old judgments don't work. Accept who you are, every part of you. Gaze into a mirror. Be grateful for everything that you see. Know that you are a divine spark, that you are here, you've incarnated here. You chose to be here at this time. You have something valuable to add purely by your presence of being here. It's not necessary that you go out and heal the world. In fact, we ask that you don't do that. that you just shine. If you shine your light, you acknowledge your magnificence, you stop being scared of how magnificent you are, then others will be able to do the same too. And then we will be able to send forth joy and light and peace, for which we are all desperately looking at this stage. So this is a very, very beautiful card. The wings of the bird are not even on the painting. The immensity of the wings is too large. So remember, you are so much larger than you understand yourself to be. You are so much more courageous than you know yourself to be. You are so much more a child of spirit than you realize yourself to be. And fly with this knowledge and this inner wisdom. This is really going to help you. This is going to let you look at others with care and consideration and compassion without depleting yourself in any way. It's also going to help you find a way to help those that need help without depleting yourself, by overflowing with the abundance of what you have to give. Remember to shine your light. So we're all very grateful. We spoke about this last time, that the Mercury retrograde is now definitely over. We're no longer having to deal with the things of Mercury retrograde, but as one planet comes out of retrograde, so another one goes in. And now Jupiter has come into its retrograde, and Jupiter is the planet of expansion, luck, knowledge, abundance. And it's gone now into retrograde in the mystical Pisces, which is a water sign, which means this is where we learn how to rethink compassion and kindness. And this is compassion and kindness for self. This is not the world out there. This is now going compassion and kindness for ourselves. How do we do this? And what we set into effect now is going to last for 4 months until it finally comes out of retrograde. So it is a really important time. We know there are others that need help, but first of all, we need to fill ourselves, and this is a very, very important time to do it. The card that has come up for this particular aspect is number 4. Number 4 is the card can bring stability and process. What makes you feel safe? What makes you feel that you are secure? The first message of this card is to let go of everything that no longer suits you, that no longer serves you. Things like the little stories you tell yourself in your head all the time about you're not good enough at this, or you're not good enough at that, or nobody else believes in you, or you don't deserve. 90% of the things that we keep saying to ourselves in our head aren't even ours. They are things we've absorbed by listening to others. They are things we absorb by growing up in families, listening to what's happening around us, listening to other people speak, how we begin to think that we need to, if we're going to be very spiritual, we need to not look after ourselves in any way. It's all about spirit, but it's not. It's about the balance. And now this one is saying, everything that you think about yourself, if it makes you feel heavy, it pulls you down, then it's not your truth. If it makes you feel light, stay with it. Move away from something that's holding you back. If you've had an argument with your spouse or a friend, and to make yourself feel better, you've bought a beautiful piece of clothing. That beautiful piece of clothing will never have the energy of beauty. It'll always have the energy of hurt after an argument. So look very carefully at what you're gathering around you. Look very carefully at what you're surrounding yourself with. Because in the first card, you remember we were asked to accept the magnificence of who we are. In order to do that, we need to be able to let go of everything that no longer serves us. And it works on every level, on spiritually, emotionally, physically, and mentally. And it's a case of catching yourself many times during the day. Does this honor me? What I've said, what I've heard, what they've said, what you're about to do, does it honor you? Does it honor the planet? Just start to assess and look at what is happening in your life. It'll take you a very long way forward. By the 31st of July, which is the following Saturday, we go into the last quarter of the moon. And this is when the moon is half in shadow and half in light. And this is a time when we always need to bring ourselves back into balance. If we want to be able to have the best fruition of our intention by full moon, and then we need to start clearing it, bring it back into balance so that when we start our new intention again, at the next new moon, we are clear about where we're going. We don't want to be holding on to the old cycles that haven't served us in any way. So it's really important. This is the moon will be in Taurus for this last quarter moon. That's when we need to, we start looking around for stability, but we have to understand that it's the time we need to accept change. So this is the time when we need to attract change and opportunity. We need to not try and keep things the same. We need to be open to the fact that with change can come transmutation, transformation, and huge opportunity. The only thing that we can rely on in this world is that things change. Nothing is ever the same. So it's a time to build up your self-respect, not through the things you own and not through other people, but genuinely within yourself, which brings us straight back to the first card we picked about shining your light, accepting yourself exactly as you are. It's coming back to the same message over and over again. And here we have card number 21. Beautiful card. This card says, you've come of age. In my youth, of course, this dates me quite a lot, but in my youth, it was the thing to do to get the key of the house when you turn 21. That, of course, has changed a very, very long time ago. But it says your initiation is over. Your journey, you have become an adult. You are there. But what you didn't realize is how many guides are working with you. And what's really important is that we have to invite the guides in. They can watch us. They can be with us. They can try and warn us. They can try and talk to us. But until we actually invite our guides in, and we all have many, many guides, until we can actually invite them in, they can't really play an active part in our lives. And then we rob ourselves of a very, very rich way of living if we're not including our guides. The need to understand that this card is all pink. We come back to unconditional love for self. No more judging, no more saying, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve, she works harder, I can see she deserves it, I don't work that hard. That really, really, really is the old way of being. And it is really time to step forward into, I deserve, I embrace, I attract. I need everything that I need to bring to me. I have the power to bring it to me because I shine and I don't hide, I don't make myself small. Really, really important that you hold yourself. And interestingly enough, this card and that card, the 21 and the 3, obviously 2 and 1 is 3. This again, we're talking about the numerology of number 3, and number 3 is all about expression. You need to find a way to express things that are happening in your life. If you bottle things up, hold things back, by the time you say them, they're very, very inappropriate. So say things in the moment. If it does not serve, it does not serve. That's just how it is. You're not expecting anybody else to change how they do things. Just be sure that you are standing on your own 2 feet, in your own shoes, on your piece of earth at all times. And that is self-respect. Very, very important. The full moon falls on the 24th of the month, and that is always the day that these are, is the challenge of the day. And the challenge of the day is to see everything as a celebration. So with the 24, the challenge here is to see the perfection in the in the imperfection. As we look around at every country in this planet virtually at this time, it is very, very easy to see only the imperfection. But if we are children of Great Spirit, we need to take a step back and understand that for whatever is happening, it is the perfect thing in this time as it stands. And we need to be accepting that. We need to be able to see that imperfection, that perfection in the imperfection. And we need to claim our right to joy and peace and love. And the card there that we have is number 35. Lovely cards. Cloud is juggling various different things. Each of those things that's juggling in there, each of them is filled with divine potential. But the message of the card is it's all an illusion. Everything that's happening around us is a kind of a movie we've set up so that we can understand that we have a choice as to how to react. And it's our choices that help us to grow as spiritual beings, or allows our spiritual part of us to be as important as the physical and the mental and the emotional. This card says you can do life, you've done it many times. You can do this now with your eyes closed. There's no need to get into the illusion of every time you catch a ball, every time you focus on something on Facebook, every time you focus on something on the news, you get sucked into it and you become that. Is it necessary to be watching all of this? Does it change your day? Or can you just be aware of what is going on and stay in your place of peace, holding and catching the ball that he's juggled that says, I am at peace. This is perfect for now. I know it has a purpose. And understand that there is no separation. You really, really can do this. This is your gift. So thank you again for joining me. I will be moving these readings onto the Teachable site. So I will be advising you as best as I can. So many blessings, and thank you so much for being here and for hearing, and have a wonderful, wonderful